Hi there. Today I wanted to talk to you about creating change. What I see happening a lot with business owners is that they have this idea that would really help them to create the change that they seek for their business or for their entrepreneurship. But they actually take a lot of time to make that decision to do it or not to do it. There are actually two situations where I see that happening when people are taking too much time to decide on something that they really want. The first one is the entrepreneur who is very busy and very overwhelmed with everything that they already have for their work. But they can have this moment of clarity around what they really want and the change that they are looking for, and they get enthusiastic, they get very inspired to do something about it. And what they actually do is they have this moment of clarity, but they don't immediately make the decision to go for it. They decide to think about it a little bit more. And what actually happens is when they do that and they postpone this moment, they get back to their daily routine and their daily reality where it is very busy and they're being led by the schedule that they have, and they will forget for a moment. They forget about this idea that they have, and they don't decide on it, and they just get back into this a situation of overwhelm and just working without having that clarity in mind about the changes that they seek. And before they know it's maybe 6 months later, sometimes a year later, and they look back and they realize they still have that idea that they really want to implement, and they haven't done it. And so everything starts all over again. They will have that moment of clarity when they have like maybe a moment of rest, maybe during vacation. They think about it again and they say, okay, now I'm really going to do it. But they don't actually decide on committing to put in the work and to get the help that they maybe need to actually do it. And then they get back into the daily routine of their work, and it all starts over again. And so that's where deciding faster would really be helpful to create the change that you want. So that's the first situation. But there's another one. There is one where you are inspired to do something about your new idea, and then you think a lot about it and you take too much time thinking about it. So you weigh your pros and your cons. You start to look for information about it. You start to think, how am I going to do this? You might talk to people around you about it to see if they think it's a good idea. And so you take more and more time before you decide to do it or not to do it, and to get help if you want to do it. And in the meantime, when you're taking more time to make that decision, the chances are bigger and bigger that you won't do it. Because it's actually funny how it works. The more you think about things that you want, the more time you have to, the more momentum you're creating in doubting your idea. You will see that the problems and the challenges that you expect to have when you would go through with it are getting bigger and bigger in your head because you're thinking about it. And so the longer you think about it, the more reason you will see not to do it. And so that's like the second situation, what I see a lot happening with entrepreneurs. And actually, if we can see a way of deciding faster, and where you would actually use the moment that you are inspired to make the decision to go for it, to commit to do it, and to put in the work consistently to actually create the change, that would really help us to move forward. Because the consequences of taking too much time is that nothing changes. And if it's okay with you that in 2 years from now everything would be the same, that's okay. there's nothing wrong with that. But if you would look back and you would feel that, you would be frustrated about not changing anything, then it is helpful to see if you can make your decisions more quickly in the moment when you have a clear mind about what you want. Think about how you can create something, an environment where you can actually take consistent action. And in most cases, you need some support with that. So maybe you need accountability. You need someone who is supporting you and who will remind you that this is what you want and you should take action even when you are busy, and even when it is kind of scary and out of your comfort zone. And so that's my inspiration for you today. If there's anything that you would like to change that is important to you, then decide faster. Of course, you have to think about things, but don't overthink it. Overthinking just means that you are taking more time to look for the problems ahead and you just make it bigger. It doesn't mean that it's actually true. It's just you protecting yourself from taking the step outside of your comfort zone. So I hope that's helpful to you. Have a great day and thank you for watching. Bye.